Once upon a time in the bustling city of Port Harcourt, a man named Emeka lived with his beautiful wife, Adis. Emeka was a respected international cargo pilot, known for flying goods across continents. His career was demanding. He often spent 2 weeks flying abroad and 1 week at home. For years, Emeka and Adis had built a life that seemed perfect on the outside. They had been together since university, married for nearly a year, and to many, they looked like a power couple. But behind closed doors, cracks were forming. Lately, whenever Emeka called Adis from his hotel layovers, her voice sounded distant. She no longer smiled during their late-night video calls, and sometimes she would miss them entirely, only to return the call with vague excuses. "I was in the bathroom, I fell asleep early," or "network was bad," became recurring lines. Emeka tried not to overthink, but his instincts whispered something was off. He brushed off his concerns. Maybe she was stressed, maybe it was just loneliness. But the silence between them had grown heavier. He didn't know it yet, but this silence was about to birth a storm. While Emeka was away, Adis spent most of her time managing her boutique and staying indoors. She had always been independent, but loneliness had started creeping in. Their neighborhood, Iliozu, was peaceful, and the only excitement came from her occasional chats with Connor, their new neighbor. Connor had moved in 3 months ago and often offered to help with errands, fixing a broken faucet, lifting heavy supplies, or helping her move new stock into the shop. At first, Adis saw nothing wrong. Connor was kind, respectful, and seemed genuinely helpful. They would sit outside sometimes, sipping zobo and chatting about life. One day, as he helped her carry in some bags from the car, Connor made a playful comment about how lucky Emeka was to have a wife like her. Adis laughed it off, but her heart stirred. It had been a long time since someone said something like that. She didn't realize it yet, but a seed had been planted. When Emeka returned from his latest flight, he noticed Adis was more cheerful than usual, but not toward him. She was energetic around the house but cold when they sat alone. They barely spoke at dinner, and she seemed glued to her phone. One evening, while they were watching a movie, her phone buzzed. She smiled, quickly replied, and put it face down. Emeka's chest tightened. He didn't want to pry, but the emotional distance was too loud to ignore. When he reached out to hold her hand, she hesitated before offering a cold palm. That night, Emeka lay in bed staring at the ceiling, wondering where things had shifted. The next morning, he tried to talk to her. "Adis, is everything okay between us?" She replied, "Of course. You're just hardly ever home, Emeka. We've both changed." That sentence cut deep, because deep down, he knew it was true. On his next trip abroad, Emeka couldn't shake the worry. A friend at work had recently installed remote cameras in his house to keep an eye on his nanny. Though it felt invasive, Emeka needed peace of mind. Without telling Adis, he ordered 3 small surveillance cameras and had his cousin install them, one in the living room, one in the kitchen, and one in their hallway. He justified it to himself. He wasn't spying, just protecting his home. Days passed, and nothing seemed unusual. Adis went to work, came home, cooked, and slept alone. Emeka almost felt guilty for doubting her. But on the 6th day, a man appeared on the footage, Connor. He walked in casually, helped her unpack some fabrics, and sat on the couch beside her. Emeka zoomed in and saw the way Connor looked at her, too familiar, too comfortable. It wasn't proof of anything yet, but Emeka's heart dropped. Emeka continued monitoring. Every few days, Connor would come over. Sometimes, he stayed for hours. Sometimes, he brought her food. Once, he saw Adis rest her head on his shoulder during a thunderstorm. That night, Emeka didn't sleep. His mind raced with fear, anger, and confusion. Then, something strange happened. Adis received a package one afternoon. She opened it quickly and hid the contents in their bedroom drawer. The camera in the hallway caught it but didn't reveal what it was. Emeka's curiosity burned. He noticed she had stopped calling him altogether. He was always the one to check in. Even when he called, she answered as if it was a burden. He no longer felt like a husband, he felt like a ghost haunting his own marriage. One night, Connor stayed until nearly midnight. Emeka, watching from his hotel room in Amsterdam, had the camera volume turned up. He heard low murmurs and soft laughter. Then Connor's voice said, "You deserve to be happy, Ada. Don't waste your life waiting for someone who's never here." Addis whispered back, "I don't know, Connor. It's not that easy. Emeka is a good man." Emeka's heart shattered. His wife was discussing her happiness with another man. Her voice was filled with conflict, but it was clear his absence had created a space Connor was filling. Though there was no kiss, no physical betrayal yet, the emotional intimacy was undeniable. And sometimes, emotional affairs leave deeper wounds. Emeka returned home with fire in his chest but chose silence. He wanted to confront her immediately but also needed to understand her side. He asked Addis to invite Connor for dinner. She hesitated, then agreed. During dinner, Emeka was polite but watchful. Connor spoke confidently, too comfortably, as if he belonged. Emeka asked questions about work, family, relationships, but Connor danced around them. After dinner, when Connor left, Emeka turned to Addis and said, "You and Connor seem close." Addis replied defensively, "He's just been around when I needed help." "You're hardly home, Emeka. I'm not made of stone." That night, they slept facing opposite walls. Over the next week, Emeka pretended everything was fine. He cooked breakfast, joked, and even took Addis out for dinner. But inside, he was drowning in doubt. The hidden footage played in his mind like a movie he didn't want to watch. He debated whether to ask directly about the package or Connor's late visits. But without concrete proof of infidelity, what could he say? One night, he sat beside her on the couch and said gently, "If you're unhappy, Ada, talk to me. Don't drift away. I'm still here." Addis looked down, tears in her eyes. "I miss you, Emeka. Not the man who comes home for a week, but the man who used to see me, really see me." Her words hurt, but they were true. The next day, while Addis went to the salon, Emeka opened the drawer where she hid the package. Inside, he found a delicate gold bracelet with the inscription, "To New Beginnings, K." His hands trembled. It wasn't expensive, but it was personal. And it wasn't from him. He placed it back carefully and sat on the bed, his heart sinking. Now he had confirmation, not of a full-blown affair, but of a secret, a lie. The bracelet said more than words ever could. Emeka upgraded the surveillance system to include audio capture throughout the house. The next time Connor visited, he heard every word. "I think we need to stop," Addis said. "He's been more attentive lately." Connor replied, "That's because he suspects something. You deserve better, Ada. But if you choose him, then you need to let me go." Emeka paused the video. It was a twisted comfort. His wife was emotionally torn, but hadn't yet crossed the line. However, the damage was already there. Before his next flight, Emeka packed quietly. At the airport, he called Addis. "We'll talk when I return," he said. "There's a lot we need to fix or end." Addis didn't respond. Her silence was loud. During his layover, Emeka broke down in the pilot's lounge. He confided in a senior captain named Musa, who had been married 35 years. "You're not wrong for feeling hurt," Musa said. "But before you throw away your marriage, ask yourself, did you water it?" That question haunted Emeka for the rest of the trip. When Emeka returned, Addis was waiting with puffy eyes. "We need to talk," she said. They sat in the living room. He told her everything about the cameras, the recordings, the bracelet. Addis didn't deny it. "I felt forgotten, Emeka. I needed someone. Connor showed up when you didn't. But you didn't wait. You didn't speak up," Emeka replied. They sat in silence. They decided to separate for 2 weeks, no calls, no visits. Each needed time to think. During that time, Emeka deleted the camera app. He went to therapy. Addis visited her pastor and mother. They both looked inward, not outward. Addis wrote Emeka a letter. I was wrong for letting another man into my heart. But I was also starving for your attention. If you'll have me, I want to rebuild, with honesty, counseling, and no more secrets. Emeka returned the bracelet to Connor and told him never to come near his home again. He and Addis started marriage therapy. The journey was rough. Some days, they fought. Others, they healed, but they stayed. Months passed. Emeka applied for regional flights to reduce travel time. Addis reopened her boutique, and this time, Emeka helped with her marketing. Months passed. Emeka applied for regional flights to reduce travel time. Addis reopened her boutique, and this time, Emeka helped with her marketing. Emeka smiled, holding her hand. We almost did. But sometimes, the cracks let light in. Their marriage wasn't perfect. But it was real, redeemed, and rooted in grace. Thanks for watching this video. Please, if you find this folktale story interesting, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting and captivating video. Thanks and God bless you.